Hi, Barry Foster here, and welcome back to the Scottish Job. This is episode number 18 with Glenrothes up in Scotland. And today we've got a very big game against Linlithgow Rose. That's first playing fourth. A slight change to the schedule, because I know that in the last game I did say I was going to show the Whitehill game, but I decided to show the Rose game today because I think that's going to have much more bearing on the league table. But since our last episode, this is what's been happening with our matches. We've had a fairly good run since we played Musselburgh Athletic. In the East of Scotland Qualifying Cup second round, we had a very good 4-1 victory over Fauldhouse United. And that was because Charlie Higgs with the brace and Edwards and Marsh Hughes all scored goals. And then away to Mid Annandale in the league, we had a 1-0 victory with Marsh Hughes scoring a very early goal in the first half. And then we had a home game against Crossgates, and this was an absolute shocker, down 3-0 at half-time. It was a terrible opening 45 minutes. We came back with a nice goal from Higgs in the second half. The boys did play a lot better in the second half, but all the damage was done in the first half, and we went down 3-1. That was a bit of a wake-up call, I think, for this team. And then we went away to Dundonald Bluebell. Now, this was going to be a pretty tough match because they were coming around about second or third at the time, and we beat them 1-0 with Curry scoring the only goal in the 20th minute. That was a very tough game. It could have easily have ended 1-1 or even a victory to the Bluebells. But we came away with, I think, very, very vital 3 points. So that was a very good victory. And then in the quarterfinal of the Alex Jack Cup, we beat Ormiston 2-0 with McLeod Kay and Curry finally scoring in the second half. Now, Ormiston is a side we played twice last season. They're only an amateur side, but this was a much tougher game. They really made it very difficult for us. And at one stage in the second half, I thought this was going to go to extra time, but luckily we came away with a 2-0 victory. So with the Alex Jack Cup, we now find ourselves in the semi-final away to Lanark on the 15th of October. And as I promised before, I will be showing any semi-final cup games. And after Ormiston, we played Whitehill in the league. That was another home game, a very good 4-1 victory with Charlie Higgs and Leishman both scoring, and Scotty Miller coming back from injury. He came off the bench and he scored a brace. That was absolutely fantastic to see because he was a fantastic goal scorer for us last season. So before we go to the Rose, the few things have been happening with transfers. We've signed a young Lennon Watson on loan from Cowdenbeath, a young 19-year-old central defender. I think he's going to be pretty good backup in the centre of defence, and so far when he's come off the bench or played for us, he's done a pretty good job. We've also signed Marsh Hughes. Now, we did go after another midfielder, but he wanted too much money. And Marsh Hughes was far more reasonable when it came to his wages demands. Even though he's primarily a striker, I've signed him to play as a playmaker in the midfield role. And he's done pretty well so far, scoring 2 goals over the league and also in the East of Scotland Qualifying Cup. So I think he's fitted in very, very well. And there's just one other bit of news. Nathan Doig will be leaving us on the 1st of January. He's joining Newmains United. Look, he wasn't a terrible player for us, but I just felt he wasn't really up to it anymore. And so he has signed a deal to join Newmains on the 1st of January. So in a nutshell, that's what's been happening since our last video. If we have a very quick look at the league table, as you can see, the Rose are leading the league on 19 points. We're coming fourth, 3 points behind on 16. I think it's very important today that we come away with 3 points, because if we get beaten today, we're going to be 6 points adrift of the Rose, and it's going to be a little bit tough to maybe haul that in. Although we've still got plenty of league games to go. We've only played 8, and since this is an 18-team league, we will be playing a total of 34 matches in the league this season. But anyway, without further chit-chat, let's go and play Linlithgow Rose. Okay, here's the starting 11 for today. We've got Richardson in goal, Denton, Flynn, Strachan and Pavia across the back line. Motruck, O'Deep, Marshoes and McLeod K in midfield. And Yusuf and Curry will lead the attacking line. On the bench we'll have Curran, Doig, McLeod, Lovett, Declan Dunn, Leishman and Scotty Miller. So let's go and chat to the boys. Okay, we're away from home. It's a pretty big game. I'm going to put no pressure on the boys. Just enjoy the match, play your own game. Fingers crossed that will be the right team talk. But I think we played Linlithgow Rose once last season in a cup game, and I think we beat them. I can't recall the scoreline, but I'm pretty sure we did come away with a victory. But they're obviously a fairly good side this season in this league. I think they've only lost one match so far. We've lost two. Not much in it. But anyway, this is Marshoes with Motruck putting it through for McLeod. Oh, is that a pen? Is that a penalty? I think it is. Okay, a yellow card and a pen. This should be, I think, Charlie Denton. It is. And he has never, ever missed from the spot. He's Mr. Reliable when it comes to penalty kicks. So a very good opening start. Only the 3rd minute of the game, but 1-0 to the Glens. See some of our travelling fans down there, which is quite good to see. But Denton, a left footer, he always strikes it so well from the spot. Okay, so a good start, but plenty of the game left. Let's not get a little bit too cocky, but we've had a lot of possession so far, which is really good to see. But quite a few changes to the side for this game because we've had quite a few games very close together and some of the boys just can't handle that, their fitness. He's just shot to pieces. So we've got Paver at right back today. And, of course, Abdul Yusuf has come into the starting 11 as well. I've got Scotty Miller on the bench. I just want to be a little bit careful using him. He's just back from injury. He was out for a good, I think a good 3-4 weeks. So I don't want to see him getting injured again. Unfortunately, Kyle Bell, he's still out injured. He suffered a bit of a bad injury, and that's why Marshoes is in his spot today. But I think in the next maybe couple of games, we might get Kyle Bell back into the side. Anyway, some very patient passing here by Glenrothes. At least they're keeping possession, not just pumping it upfield. And I just spoke too soon. Well, okay, I think I'll keep my mouth shut. Anyway, that was a pretty poor pass by Denton, but a good save by Richardson. I don't know what Denton was doing there, but it was a pretty poor pass. Almost let the Rose in to score a goal. But we've had nearly 20 minutes of play. I think we've been doing fairly well with possession and the game so far, but Linlithgow Rose, they're not top of the table for no reason. And now they're being very patient passing the ball as well. I think Bremer here will, okay, he's going to cut it back. They'll eventually probably get across him, but that was, well, poorly done in the end after all those passes. Now this is Curry to O'Deep. He's on a yellow. Now Yusuf to Curry. That was a good pass. Has he got the pace? Well, he fires away. I guess he really didn't have the pace, but he tried his luck just outside the D. But at least he had some confidence to put a shot. And now this is Denton with a corner. He'll probably go, okay, near post. Oh, nice save. I must admit, I thought that was going to be number 2. A good save by the Roses keeper there, McMinn. But we're about halfway through the first half. And most of the boys are playing pretty well. Just thinking of maybe Maybe should I do a shout or not? Anyway, Youssef with a corner. That's well headed by, I think, Ross, but this is Curry. He's a bit of a tumble. Oh, Motruck. Beautiful header. Is he onside? I think he is. So Luke Motruck has made it 2-0. I think Curry went down looking for a penalty, but it was no pen. And I think it was Marsh Hughes maybe getting the assist. Let's have a look. So Curry goes out. Comes back in, but I think he just falls over. Marsh Hughes with a lovely cross, and Motruck this time heads it into the back of the net. So I think that's a very good goal at this stage of the game. If we can keep this scoreline until half-time, I'll be very, very pleased. Anyway, this is the Rose with an attack. And obviously got the players to be a nuisance, I think, the way they knocked the ball around, but that wasn't a very good pass. And now Youssef can send Curry through. Well, he's got a good opportunity here. Oh, well, good save by the keeper. He fired it straight at the keeper, but that was a very good save. So Denton with another corner. And he goes far post. Motruck, well, okay, another header, but straight at the keeper. So it's good to see the forward line of Curry and Youssef combining quite well, because Youssef, he's only young, early 20s, but he doesn't get much of a look into the starting 11. I mean, last year McManus and Miller kept him out of the picture, but he might get a few opportunities this season. I actually had him down on the transfer list, but I took him off that. I had a change of, well, he tried his luck there from a long way out. I had a change of heart. I decided not to let him go. So he's no longer on the transfer list. A few clubs were sniffing around, showing a little bit of interest in him, but I think he might be decent backup. Anyway, not far from half-time, still 2-0 to the Glens, and doing pretty well. The Rose have only had 3 shots so far, only 40% possession. So it's been a pretty good opening 45 minutes by Glenrothes, and that's half-time. Before a fairly good crowd here as well, 423 people. Let's go and chat to the boys. Okay, as usual, let's do some finger pointing. And look, I think they're doing... Whoa! I didn't mean to do that. I was going to say brilliantly. Okay. I've got to be a little bit careful next time what I click on, but we'll see how this goes. That wasn't quite the team talk that I wanted, but it might turn out okay. Fingers crossed it will. But most of the boys seem to have liked it, so maybe it wasn't a bad mistake to make at all. But we'll have to think in about 10 minutes in the game on maybe a substitution or two. I would like to get Scotty Miller on the park. Curry is getting a little bit tied up there, but this is a long ball played forward for Motruck, who didn't quite get there. Thought he might have had the legs. Maybe he's feeling a little bit tired as well. Now this is Flynn, who's Mr. Reliable in the centre of defence. Another long ball looking for Curry. And now this is Youssef. He's gone through. Oh, well, okay, he's on a slight angle. Maybe he should have done a little bit better, but he forced a save from the keeper. Can't be too critical of the young fella. And he's got the corner. That's been headed away, but Denton can take it up. And he has a crack, but over the bar. He normally doesn't find himself firing a shot from that position. Anyway, young Paver with a throw to Curry. Now Marsh Hughes. I thought he was going to try his luck. This is Curry. Oh, good save by McMinn. That was an excellent save. I thought that was going to be the third goal. So they are knocking on the door again for another goal. Denton with the corner. Far post. Well, that's been headed away, but Flynn will get to it first. And this is Motruck. Can he just dink it over? Oh, he's gone down. I think that's outside the box. I think Might be another card here. A penalty. Okay. Well, Lady Luck is certainly with us when it comes to penalty. And Denton, can he make it a brace? Oh, he does. He has never missed from the spot. So 3-0 to Glenrothes. We're not going to see the incident again, but I really thought that might have been slightly outside the box, but obviously I was wrong. My eyes aren't as good as they once were. But 3-0, this is going to turn out to be a very, very good victory if we can hang on to this scoreline and draw us level with the Rose. But anyway, they've got possession. The game's not over, so I'm not going to be counting my chickens before they hatch. Now this is young Youssef and Motruck looking for Curry. Now the Rose will build up another attack. Not a bad ball. Now this is Smith. They're being very patient. Now this is Smith again. He can probably get a cross in. And he does. Pretty good cross, but header from bar straight at Richardson. He'll gobble those up every time. No problem for the keeper. Anyway, we're at the 60-minute mark. I think we'll make maybe our first substitution. It's going to be a bit of a difficult one, but I think I'll bring on... boy, oh boy, who should I really bring on? I'm going to bring on Harry Lovett for O'Deep. Not really an ideal substitution, but he can play in the centre of midfield. His best position is out on the right wing. We get rid of that yellow card that O'Deep was carrying. But the Rose with possession once again, some pretty good passing. Here comes the shot. Wow, what a goal. I'm not going to blame Richardson for that at all. That was a bullet from just outside the penalty box. Let's have a look at this again. Doherty playing it to Scullen. This is Barr. Well, beautifully struck. Richardson, I thought he might have been able to get a hand to that, but maybe the speed just beat him. So 3-1. So this match is definitely not over. We better be a little bit careful. I don't want to concede a second. Now McLeod K. Can he get a cross in? Well, he tries. It's blocked. Good header by Smith. Now this is Marsh Hughes. Another very... I don't blame the ref. That looked like a red card to me. So okay, they're down to 10 men. Can we take advantage of this? 9 times out of 10 we don't, but certainly the Rose have made it very difficult for themselves to come back. But that's a wasted long ball through to Richardson. Motruck is certainly getting a little bit tired out there on the left, but this is interesting. This is very interesting. Oh, good tackle. Very good tackle. I thought that was going to be 3-2. Now young Youssef plays it back to Lovett, who's almost lost possession. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody on the bench. Well, I could. I think we'll make another substitution. I think what we'll do, we'll bring on young Stefan Leishman for Motruck. He can play left or right, but on the left we have to play him as an inverted winger. So we'll bring on some fresh legs. And Leishman hasn't done too badly this season when I've used him. Only a youngster, but he has scored 1 or 2 goals. So he's proving himself quite capable of playing in the first team. Oh, he goes over. What's going to happen here? Another red card. Well, the Rose are certainly a bit of a dirty team. Maybe I should refer to them as the Dirty Rose. Down to 9 men now. And I think coming up to the 80th minute, I think I'll make my final substitution, and I would like to bring on Scotty Miller for Mr. Curry. We'll give Miller maybe 10-12 minutes of game time. But this has been a most interesting game. 3-1 to Glenrothes. 2 players red carded for the Rose. We've had 2 penalties. It's not quite the match I thought it was going to be, but once again the boys have really played really well, which has been really satisfying to see, and you've got to praise them. Give them all a bit of praise. With 4 minutes of added time to go. Look at that, 19 shots to 7, nearly 60% possession. So they've really outplayed Linlithgow in this match, and this is young Youssef to Lovett firing it long for Marsh Hughes. And this is Leishman. Can he get a cross in? No, he's fortunately given away possession. This is the Rose firing a long ball through, but Richardson playing as a sweeper keeper did his job very well. Now we can build up from the right of defence. Long ball. Oh, this is lovely. Leishman, he's through. What can he do? The youngster, what can he do? Beautiful goal from Stefan Leishman. 4-1 to the Rose. He showed a lot of composure there. A very cool head. I thought he was going to maybe have a rush of blood and just blast it over the bar. But what a ball. And the defence was just all over the place, and Leishman played it into the far corner. That was a beautiful goal. So he's certainly proving his worth to the starting 11. This fellow doing extremely well when I've started him or when he's come off the bench. But only maybe 30 seconds left in the game. That's an interesting pass all the way back to Richardson, who just fires it all the way back. I don't think he wanted it, and that's the game. Okay, 4-1 to Glenrothes. A very, very good result away from home. Let's go and chat to the boys. Okay, well, this is all too simple. Just got to tell the boys they've done extremely well. It was an excellent win. Let's go and find out what happened in other games today. And as you can see, Glenrothes now find themselves top of the table on goal difference on 19 points. That is very, very interesting. I didn't think we were going to jump from 4th to 1st. The Rose have been pushed down into 2nd position. But Lothian Thistle, how did they go in today's match? Did they play? They did not play. Okay, so they've got a game in hand. Hill of Beath on 17 points. They've been doing pretty well in the league so far this season, and they lost 1-0 to Loch Mabon. And Loch Mabon were the cellar dwellers, and that victory has pushed them out of the bottom 2 places. So that's been pretty good for them. And also Crossgates drawing 0-0 with Vale of Leithen. So the win today has been an extremely good one for Glenrothes, and it has pushed us up for the time being into 1st position. So let's go and see what's going to come up next. Okay, and as you can see, in 7 days' time, we've got the South Challenge Cup 2nd round game away to Creetown. Now, remember, the South Challenge Cup is the only cup that the board are actually interested in. They actually want us to reach the 5th round this season. Last season, it was only the 2nd round. So there's a lot more riding on these games this season. And Creetown, funnily enough, are another amateur side playing in the South of Scotland Football League, where they're currently coming 5th. Even though we're away, I would once again expect us to be too good for an amateur side. But you never know. The other amateur side, Ormiston, they put up a very, very tough game the other week in another cup fixture. So I'm not going to be approaching this game in an easy fashion, expecting an easy victory. Anyway, that is episode number 18 for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. But until next time, I'm Barry Foster saying it's goodbye from me.